What is up, y'all? Okay. So this is about the reading for those of you that tap in. All right. Today's topic is what has been causing the delays for you guys. All right. If you guys have been experiencing any type of blockages, any type of delays, things not going in your favor, okay, any setbacks. All right, this is going to explain why. All right, what's happening behind the scenes, what you don't know. These are messages from your spiritual team, your spirit guides, okay. That being said, let's get into this message. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Once you subscribe, you will tap into basically all the collective readings that I do moving forward. All right. But if you guys are a newcomer here, go ahead and comment down below tapping in, or I consent for you to read my energy and I will be able to read your energy. Okay. That being said, let's see what's going on here. So what is causing the delays or the setbacks for my collective? What is causing the delays or the setbacks for my collective? Let's get some messages on specifically what your delays and your setbacks were targeting, okay? So that way you would definitely know that this reading and these messages are for you, okay? Where were their setbacks? In what areas were there setback or had delays? What were their setbacks in regards? Okay. Temperance, so timing. So you have to wait a lot. Okay, this is like wait and see, wait for someone else, wait for something, wait for documentation, wait for a phone call, wait for a text message, wait on a person, something that would definitely be out of your hands type of thing, where you constantly had to be patient. So yeah, for some of you guys, you've been waiting for something since like November or December. All right. What else? Okay. You have the Chariot in the reverse. Yeah, definitely. You guys could have had setbacks, issues with transportation, issues with travel, issues with vehicle stuff, okay, with the Chariot in the reverse. So no progress in regards to things, so things weren't moving forward, all right? Some of you guys have been waiting for something for so long, and it hasn't even come this summer, okay? That's another thing that came out. All right, these are two major arcana, so this is definitely impacting major things in your life at this time as well, okay? Where else have they been facing these delays or setbacks? Where else have they been facing these delays or setbacks in their lives? Okay, we have the 8 of Coins here, but that wasn't the upright. So I do feel like you've been constantly working on something, all right? So that way you could be emotionally fulfilled. So that way things can work out. Some of you guys have been steadily working on family dynamics, family situations, healing the family, working on family issues, okay? But there could also be delays there. Some of you guys could be, you could have been facing delays or setbacks in terms of training, training in your career department, your work department, getting a license or certification or something like that. You're still working on this. You've been working on this for a really long time. But there could have been setbacks. All right. What else? Where else have they been facing these setbacks or these delays? Oh, we have the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords. So you guys could have been waiting for the truth to come out in regards to certain circumstances and versus certain people that caused you grief or heartache, people that you could have separated from. So there's also like delays in regards to seeing people's true colors as well. Okay, what else? Let me get one more on what these delays or setbacks could be for them. What are these delays and setbacks? Also, I did light an incense that was to protect and cleanse away, protect you from jealousy or evil eye and cleanse away that energy. All right. I just saw angel number 555. So confirmation, you guys may need to either purchase new evil eye jewelry, anoint and bless your current evil eye jewelry and cleanse it. Or this definitely has been affecting your circumstances for things not to progress the way it should be. And this is why you're in this like wait and see energy, okay? Definitely. So let's see what else. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands, and this is coming out, I'm hearing in the reverse, okay? So there could have been blockages with spiritual downloads, your intuitive gifts, your third eye could have been blocked, your root chakra could have been blocked, your solar plexus could have been blocked, experiencing blockages and stuff like that in your energetic field because of malicious intentions from other people or the energy that they were projecting onto you in terms of your goals. I'm hearing your ambitions, all right? They wanted to lower your inhibitions. Also, something else I'm hearing, they wanted you to tap into your darker energy instead of staying in your lighter energy, and this was causing delays and setbacks for you. Yeah, that's the truth. The Ace of Swords here, okay? So this is the clarity that you guys needed. All right, that being said, let's see what else comes out for you guys. So push this down a little bit. This way. Yeah, there we go. Work a little bit better. Now, let's clarify. So what was causing these delays? What was causing these delays? In terms of the timing, what was causing the delays? Okay. So I kind of feel like this has something to do with like you weren't able to be in this energy of receiving. This Empress and this Ace of Wands, this is giving this energy of like there was no progress in terms of passion projects because either you weren't following through with a new idea, a new plan, a new goal, and there were setbacks and delays, okay? And either it was because someone was sending evil eye to these new plans, this new goal, this new project. I heard this new mission of yours, okay? And so whatever that is, that, that negative energy that was sent to it or directed to your goals caused a hindrance of movement. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing here, if you guys have been in this energy of constantly having to wait and wait and wait, you guys were not in this receiving energy. You weren't in the energy to receive. And in reality, your angels, your guardian angels were waiting for you to be able to open up your energy to receive, okay? There's another thing that I'm seeing, all right? So what was causing the setbacks and the delays? What was causing the setbacks and the delays? Thank you. Okay. So we have the King of Coins here. And And we have the Hierophant. And then we have the Emperor. This came out sideways. Let's see how it might fall up. All right. So I will say that when it comes to your whatever you've been working on in your career, I do feel like this is more long term. So you do need to continuously work on this, whether it comes to like your lifestyle, your family dynamics, but also like your career, right? Like your job. So you need to continuously put in hard work in regards to that, is what Spirit is saying. So there hasn't really been any setbacks there. There just needs to be more work ethic, okay? More hard work, more consistency, and more dedication. Now, when it comes to that Seven of Swords energy, like I said, you were kind of waiting for some sort of synchronicity or confirmation on, some sort of betrayal, some sort of backstab situation, or like someone like getting away with something in regards to you, right? With the Hierophant here, it's like the Most High is handling that situation, and just because you're not seeing some sort of victory out of the situation, it doesn't mean that it's not getting resolved, right? So just because you're not going to get that confirmation of, someone blatantly lied on you, or someone blatantly cheated on you with someone else, and you're not going to get like the actual what is that the actual satisfaction of like the knowledge of it. The Most High knows, and that's all you need to know, right? The Most High knows, and the Most High is going to deal with it. Is kind of what I'm seeing here, right? So there's no need for you to worry your pretty little mind in regards to that either. Now with the Emperor energy and the Knight of Wands in the reverse, I do feel like you were not clear behind a masculine's energy. And if this is not a masculine, this could be a supervisor or boss's energy. You were not able to see something clearly in regards to a job dynamic in which, you were hired in, or someone was over you. This is like someone of authority, okay? And if it's not that situation, like I said, it could be a masculine energy. You weren't seeing clearly because your third eye was being blocked, or your third eye was being attacked by these negative energies. And the energies, quite frankly, from what I'm seeing here, like this jealousy or lower vibrational energy that was being sent to you was because you're highly intuitive, right? And because you were highly intuitive, or you were able to get like really good downloads and stuff like that, they tried to attack your third eye, okay? So the blockages, I really feel like were like misalignments in your chakras, like being blindsided by certain things. This is why the setbacks happened. This is why you had to kind of wait. That's why there was like a lack of progress in certain things. Now, I do feel like there could have been a situation that needed to completely end in order for something brand new to appear in your life, for you to be able to shift this energy, right? Definitely something had to change in your energy or in your life. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Just so. Oh, yeah. Then we have the Knave of Wands and the Lovers here. I do feel like there could have been some issues here, blockages. I would say setbacks. There we go. Setbacks in regards to relationship or a major relationship in your life. Whether or not you should take the opportunity, take the leap of faith, and see the potential in a relationship and where that was going to go. Okay. There was some setbacks there, right? For some of you guys, there is still some kind of slow progress or in regards to that, right? With the Knave of Wands here, I told you like you weren't in the energy of receiving, so perhaps you were looking at everything as very minuscule, looking at things like that's a small offer, or that's not enough, or I don't think that idea is going to take off, or not being as excited or passionate or as driven as you usually would be, okay? So yeah, I do feel like there was some sort of tower that could have occurred, or there shall be a tower that will occur, so that way you'll be able to set yourself free from this, like from these setbacks and these delays, okay? What else here? And we do have Aries, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer, Taurus, Libra energy. All right. We have the double card and the Eight of Swords. Let me cover the double card up real quick. Boom. All right. So in regards to the work ethic, right? You constantly working really hard, but not seeing any progress or seeing little to no results. Okay. That has something to do with some, I want to say, imbalanced contracts, imbalanced contracts, or contracts in which someone else would have more of the upper hand than you would, right? And so when we talk about contracts, this could be anywhere, and we're talking about money at this time. So, and like you get less money than that person does, you don't get paid fairly, you get overworked, or you have more on your plate than someone else, or you need to have more training than someone else does, but you don't get paid that much. With that Eight of Swords energy, you were definitely in this self-destructive environment or phase in your life where that also perpetuated more setbacks. Okay. So for those of you that you really like, you're really trying to be financially secure and financially stable and make sure everything's right. I do feel like continue doing what you were doing in terms of that thing that you were investing a long time in. All right. Because there's something here in regards to you've been working at something for a really long time. And it's not about that it wasn't for you, or I just feel like it has something to do with like the ties that you had with other people, like who you were partnering with, who you were shaking hands with, who you shared your ideas with, like things like that. Because the Eight of Swords is also like this energy of not seeing what's right in front of you, not seeing the good opportunity that is right in front of you, right? So this is like not, also I'm hearing not seeing how to get out of a situation, having the illusion of feeling like you were stuck in toxic relationships or toxic business partnerships, or being in a toxic work environment, or having to always deal with or allow toxic coworkers to manipulate your energy or change your mind in terms of what you wanted to invest in more of your time in, right? Or more of your effort in, right? So that way you can have the lifestyle that you want. So that's another thing that's here. Being misguided, again, another omen of like the third eye being blocked. All right. Let's see what else is here. So that was definitely causing some of the setbacks too, and the delays. And then we have the Four of Swords. So they are saying in order for you to get back into this receptive energy with the Empress and the Ace of Wands, and for you to be able to ignite that passion for you, you do need to start meditating again, or you do need to get back into this energy of prayer mode. All right, whatever resonates for you. Everybody has different practices and traditions. And so I do feel like whatever this is, if this is prayer, if this is, meditation, if this is more quiet time to yourself, to be able to receive what the Most High is trying to tell you in terms of the next project that you need to be able to have your hands on, or the next relationship that you can definitely allow into your life, right? That you need more time doing that, okay, in order for you to open up those, let's say, blockages, right? What else? What else do I need to know to shift out of the energy of the setbacks and the delays? How do they shift out of the setbacks and the delays? There's no reason for you to look over your shoulder anymore, Queen of Wands, okay? Because that's the thing. Sometimes when we constantly look backwards at the trail, at the heartache, at the fact that people love to lie or deceive or be dishonorable, right? You're so worried at looking to the side or looking at what someone's going to do to wrong you, that you're not paying attention at what you should definitely be investing in. This King of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, right? You need to spend more of your time focusing on the things that are going to get you somewhere versus walk you backwards, okay? We have the Two of Coins. Yeah, so I do feel like the setbacks were causing like issues in terms of your priorities, what you were prioritizing. You were prioritizing the wrong type of connections, all right? Or you were giving into, I don't want to say like toxic relationships, but you were giving into like toxic centered relationships where like these relationships would be one-sided, or they would only think about themselves, or they only want something from you to take from you. And so that goes hand in hand with being able to prioritize yourself and put your needs first, right? Making sure that your lifestyle is a healthy lifestyle and you have a healthy support system. And if you don't have a healthy support system, then you know how to, again, be able to center yourself. Think about yourself first, put yourself first, eliminate all other voices, all other influences, right? Maybe perhaps you were listening to the wrong influences, and these influences were actually sending you evil eye and didn't want you to progress in your career, didn't want you to progress in your love life, and didn't want you to progress in certain areas in your life, okay? So you got to be careful with that too. What else? How can they get out of the energy of setbacks and delays? How do they shift out of that energy? We have the Five of Swords here. See, that's what I'm talking about. You keep going back to like old conflicts. That's a problem. It's either old conflicts with flightless relationships. I don't even know what that means. All right. Ten of Swords, right? Situations where like it was a dead end situation, wasn't never going to go anywhere. Relationships like fling situations, situationships, right? You keep going back. And I feel like this is like a self-destructive thing. Okay, so they're like really pinning on this situation. Stop reminiscing about the past where people hurt you. Stop trying to get closure where you're not going to get closure. The Most High is going to get justice for you. Okay. Sometimes we're not going to get that person to come back around and say, I'm so sorry for cheating on you. I'm so sorry for lying about what you did to me. I'm so sorry for trying to sabotage your job or trying to sabotage your love life. Or like sometimes we're not going to get that answer. And you have to make peace with that. And I feel like this has been a long time coming for you to make peace with that. In order for you to truly be in your receptive energy, you need to be able to like walk away from that and let that go. Because whatever conflict you had with the masculine energy is not allowing you to be open to a healthy relationship. Whatever issue you had in a workplace dynamic that was not fair to you, or whatever issue was not fair to you in regards to your finances, you cannot carry that on your back any longer, okay? Because it's not going to allow you to put the 100% that you need to put in whatever area you have been facing these setbacks on, okay? So what else here? So what do they need to do in order to... Yeah, thank you. Ace of Wands. Start taking opportunities. Start taking the opportunities that you feel excited for. Start being open to making new relationships. And the relationships don't have to be romantic. You don't take what applies here, but be open to new relationships. Be open to new ideas. Be open to new opportunities. This is a time for you to start new projects. Allow yourself to work with new people, right? Collaborate with new people, right? because I do feel like there's new ideas that you have been kind of stalling on applying to your life. And it can also be new financial ideas as well, right? New financial projects, right? New financial goals, new financial missions, whatever this is, right? Don't allow, like, I'm also hearing like, just because you lost a couple fights doesn't mean that you're gonna lose out on the championship. Okay, that's really significant. Just because you lose out on a couple fights doesn't mean that you're gonna lose the championship. It's number 2525, which equates to 77. Okay, what's going on here? That's spiritual. So just because you made a couple wrong decisions, just because you had a couple issues or blockages or obstacles, does not mean that you can't learn from it and you can fix your mistakes. Okay. That's fine. You got hired into the wrong job, find another one. There's always going to be another position. You got into the wrong relationship, you made friends with the wrong people, that's fine. Keep it moving. Find something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can don't lose your confidence, all right? Don't let this knock you on your behind, okay? Right, 9 of Swords. Stop doubting yourself, okay? Stop doubting yourself. Stop freaking out. Stop staying up in the middle of the night. Think like wasting, like these things should not be in your head rent free. All right. Knight of Cups, 2 of Cups, 4 of Coins. Yeah, you're like, sometimes you hold on to some like relationships that you're conflicted about, and you can even project what happened in the past into new connections, into new masculine energies, or even into masculine energies that still care about you and they want to come back and they're holding on to you, but you're still holding on to like the issue, right? You know, we have 5 of Cups, clarifying that, and then we have the King of Wands, right? So it's time for you to like establish the new types of relationships that you want to get to. Definitely. Don't be afraid to open your energy up again, especially now that I'm pretty sure you guys have established healthy boundaries, right? So now it's not about like not letting anyone in, it's about letting people in. And then as soon as they do something wrong, back up and put a barrier between the both of you. Let them see that barrier and tell them that the next time that they do that, you're just going to completely walk away from them. And the barrier is never going to go down. Okay? Because like this is what I'm seeing. It's like a repeat of like, oh, the last time I didn't put my boundaries up, or I didn't establish what I wanted, or I didn't stand up for myself, or I had a vision about this relationship to go some way, or for certain things to work out like in my plans, but it didn't go that way. It went, yeah, stop holding on to the disappointment, because that's what has you stuck, right? And you need to be able to shift out of that energy. So this sounds like whenever you feel like something's off, give some distance to those people, to that environment, to that place. Give back to yourself, meditate, pray on it, all right? Wait for the confirmation and then make a move, okay? Because that's very significant in regards to this too. Because I feel like it was affecting like your luck, or like some of your fortunate events were delayed, and it kind of felt like you were being unlucky, but in reality it was like your luck was kind of delayed or something. All right, so what else do we need to do? All right, we have the 10 of Swords here, the World, and the 5 of Coins. So I'm going to be honest with you. You need to close a chapter. What is this chapter that they need to close? What is this chapter that they need to close? Because I feel like it's repeating some sort of cycle of you being left out in the cold, or you not having resources, you're not having support. Okay, yeah, 9 of Wands. You constantly having to fight and stand up for yourself over and over and over again. I do feel like you guys need to work on your support system. All right, 9 of Coins. Yeah, you need to have more loyal people around you. Surround yourself with loyal people. Surround yourself with people that are going to motivate you, people that are dedicated to you. all right, or dedicated to your goals and your mission. This is the people that you should have around you, and this is the people that you should stand up for. This is the people that you should stand with, the people that will stand up next to you and fight for you. What's causing this new shift? What's causing this new shift of energy? So the cause of the new shift of energy is that Seven of Coins. It's something you've been working on for some time. You've been trying to make a decision. Ten of Wands. I feel like it's been very stressful to make this choice because there was a lot of confusion. All right. You have the Page of Cups, which is the Knave of Swords. Here too, that's the Page of Swords. I do feel like Six of Swords was here. There's something in regards to like something in the past, a past mindset that you have to change and shift. Just because someone's being kind to you doesn't mean that someone's spying on you, right? Doesn't mean that they want some sort of information from you. Doesn't mean that they're crushing on you. It doesn't mean that they like have some sort of ulterior motive. You have to shift that mindset because I feel like there's a triggered mindset. That's a triggered mindset because the Knave of Swords is also someone that is a student, right? Someone that wants to learn. So sometimes when somebody's around you or wants to approach you, they just want to learn something from you, right? It doesn't mean that they're trying to get like details on your personal life. It just means that you may be experiencing something that they're not. And with that Seven of Coins energy, it's giving like you know something for a really, really long time, or you're very well versed in something. And so they're curious. They want to know things about you, right? This is like maybe someone is actually admiring the fact that you know a lot of information, right? With that Seven of Cups, you always kind of question, but what else is there, right? But what else is there, right? And that Ten of Wands is like, I have too much to handle, too much on my plate. I know that there's no reason for you to be like asking me questions or being curious about me, right? And so I do feel like there is another blockage in regards to thinking very little of yourself from time to time, because people are going to admire what you bring to the table. And I feel like this is like, I feel like your head is like so constantly work, check off these goals, get to that task, get to that next, like, I don't know, that next event, get to the next, accomplishment or whatever it is, right? And you don't kind of like sit down with yourself and say, wow, I've been alive for so many years and this is what I've accomplished in my life. Okay. This is what I know as however old you are, right? This is what I have learned based off of these types of friendships and these types of negotiations that I've had through businesses, or what I've learned through my family dynamics, or what I've learned through my friend's family, like things like that. Like you have so much more to you, especially because you came out as the Empress, right? And some of you guys, you could be masculine energy, so you could be that Emperor. Okay, so take it where it applies. But like, you're someone that has a very high position, regardless of like what people want to say to your face or not. You hold big ass energy, period. And so when you walk into the room, when you walk into a business, when you're doing business with other people, or when you are that friend that shows up, right? When you're that family member that shows up, you have this big energy. And so 9 times out of 10, you're always going to be faced with a lot of negativity, whether you like it or not. And that's because people cannot stand the big energy that you come in with. And this is like where it's kind of hard to be on top, because it's freaking lonely, right? It's really lonely, especially because sometimes people put you in this position. You didn't even ask to be in this position half of the time. People put you in this high horse, or people put you in this what is that called, pedestal, okay? And like you're not asking for it, right? So this is why the Empress has that shield, her boundaries, to protect herself from other people and what they say. And sometimes she doesn't even look at you in the face, because she knows that whatever you're saying might not even be true. So she listens to her intuition, right? Same thing with the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't look at you directly, because the Emperor is listening to who? His spirit guides. His spirit guides, his spiritual court lets him know who's the right person to be around and who's not. Okay. So like right now, a lot of your setbacks and your like delays were because of outside influences trying to like downplay what you're doing, outside influences trying to impact the way things move, how quickly it moves for you, outside influences, and this could be energetic or communication, because a sword is energy, but it also means like communication. So what people say, people's opinions, whether they say it in your face or behind closed doors, all of these things impact the energy around your goals, right? And so whatever you guys are trying to get clarity on for today in regards to this is what was causing the setbacks, right? And I did say a couple zodiac signs, right? So we have Taurus, Libra, Sagittarius, Aries, what else? Cancer, double Taurus energy, Capricorn, Virgo. And then we have fixed signs. So that's Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Okay. So to get out of this energy, you just really gotta jump into it. Stop delaying yourself. Stop saying, I'm gonna try that next month. I'm gonna try that next year. I can't do that right now. Fuck that. That's bullshit. Yes, you can. You can look up a video. And you can research how to do something. You could buy a book. You can ask somebody that may know. You can comment down below on a video or a post on social media that you see somebody else doing something that you want to do. You're like, hey, how did you do X, Y, and Z? You can always do something. It doesn't have to be like, oh, well, I don't have that certification. Oh, well, I don't have the money or I don't have the funds. You can always gain the knowledge first. In this world, there's so much access to knowledge, and knowledge is being overlooked right now. Okay, the fact that you can still go to the library for free blows my mind, that nobody likes to go to the library and everybody wants to buy books. You can literally like rent a book for free when you go to the library. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's so many things that you can. There's still like so much. Sometimes people do like free courses or like what is that, like free ebooks and stuff like that. Like you just gotta look and find the opportunity, right? And there's even like discounted things, like when like group things that you may need to do, like group events that may be discounted and you can take advantage of that, or like courses that may be online that may be discounted and you can take advantage of that, whatever that is, right? You know, if we're talking about like this is like not financial, this is like relationships and stuff like that, maybe it's time for you to do that thing that you really want to do, to kind of discover like what type of relationship type you are, or you know what type of relationship type you're attracted to, or like you may need to reprogram your mind in certain relationships so that way you wouldn't attract that same type of relationship subconsciously, right? There's so many different things, so many different angles that you can hit this with, right? If you guys, any of you have been asking, oh, well, has it been spell work or has it been like somebody doing some woo-woo stuff? No, I don't feel like that has anything to do with the setbacks or the delays, because remember, you guys came out as the Empress or the Emperor, right? And so therefore, you guys are basically in command. And when you're ready to execute that plan, Emperor, or when you're ready to receive what you deserve, Empress, that's when the setbacks and the delays basically just disappear, right? So, but you got to break free out of Eight of Swords, and you got to break free out of that devil energy. And, you know, to be honest, half of the time when people get into that devil energy is just because you put yourself there. The Eight of Swords is just because you allowed someone to blindside you and you didn't want to see things clearly anymore. So that being said, I believe in you guys. I know that you can break out of this. I'm going to go ahead and give you a oracle card specifically from the angels. So take a second, take a breather, ask your question for the angels, and we'll get your answer, okay? Ancestor spirit guides of the highest white light, they have a question on their mind at this time. Can you please clear up? They need an answer. They need to be clear, precise. Give them an answer, please. Don't stop. Don't stop, period. Look, don't stop. That's it. And I'm going to also read from the book what don't stop is, okay? In case there's like extra. All right. This is not the time to give up. Continue to move in the direction of your hopes, your dreams, and your plans. You are on the right path, so stop negating yourself. And you should see progress as long as you stay on the course and stay focused, my love. It is important that you stand your ground and believe in yourself more than anyone else believes in you. Don't let others intimidate you into quitting. Just because they don't have your vision doesn't mean you shouldn't follow yours or your heart, period. All right, comment down below and let me know if this message really resonates for you. And I will see you guys soon. Peace.